You know those nights when you're tucked into bed, dreaming of a solid 8 hours, only to wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or both, with that nagging urge to shuffle to the bathroom? It's like your body's playing a cruel prank, right? You're not even that full, but there you are, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep feels like a distant memory. Well, lean in, because I've got a little secret that's been a game changer for folks across the US, Canada, and Europe. The timing of when you drink water could be the sneaky culprit behind those midnight wake-up calls. Now, I get it, water's the elixir of life. We're told to chug it all day to stay healthy, glowing, and energized. But after 55, your body starts dancing to a different tune, and what worked in your 30s might be throwing you off now. I'm not here to bore you with science jargon or make you feel like you're back in biology class. Instead, I'm going to walk you through a simple, practical fix backed by urologists and real stories from people like you that can help you reclaim those peaceful nights. No gimmicks, no magic pills, just a few tweaks to how you hydrate that could have you waking up refreshed instead of groggy. Picture this. It's been a long day. Maybe you've been running errands, catching up with friends over coffee, or just enjoying a quiet evening with a good book. You're ready to hit the hay, maybe even looking forward to that cozy feeling of sinking into your pillow. But then, just as you're drifting off, your bladder decides it's time for an encore. You try to ignore it, but no Pete's insistent. So, you drag yourself out of bed, flip on the light, and make the trek to the bathroom. By the time you're back, you're wide awake, and getting back to sleep feels like chasing a runaway train. Sound familiar? Here's the kicker. This isn't just getting older. It's not something you have to just grit your teeth and accept. There's a reason your body's doing this, and it's tied to how it handles water as you age. I'm going to break it down for you, step by step, with tips that are easy to try and stories from folks who've been there. Oh, and before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a quick comment below and let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Are you sipping coffee in New York? Winding down in London? Maybe it's early morning in Vancouver. Wherever you are, your little hello makes my day, and it's like we're chatting over a cup of tea. If this video ends up helping you, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss the next tip that could make life just a bit sweeter. Ready? Let's dive into why your evening water habit might be stealing your sleep and how to fix it. The midnight wake-up call. Imagine settling into bed after a long day. Maybe you've been out gardening, catching up with the grandkids, or just unwinding with a favorite show. You're ready for that deep restorative sleep, picturing yourself waking up refreshed. But then, a couple of hours later, there it is, that familiar tug, urging you to the bathroom. Sometimes it's just once, but for many folks over 55, it's 2, 3, or even more trips a night. You might sigh, thinking, well, this is just what happens when you get older. But hold up, there's more to this story, and it's not just about age. Your body's got a hidden rhythm, and with a few tweaks, you can get it back in sync for better sleep. As we cross into our 50s and 60s, our bodies start to shift in subtle ways. There's this hormone called vasopressin that acts like a nighttime traffic cop for your kidneys, telling them to slow down urine production so you can sleep without interruptions. But as we age, vasopressin starts to slack off at night. Your kidneys don't get the memo to take it easy, so they keep filtering fluids at a daytime pace, filling your bladder faster than you'd like. On top of that, your bladder gets a bit more sensitive, like a smoke detector that goes off when you're just toasting bread. Where it used to hold a solid 16 ounces before nudging you, now it might sound the alarm at just 5 ounces, barely enough to fill half a coffee mug. Your brain picks up the signal, and boom, you're awake, staring at the clock, wondering why you can't just stay asleep. Then there's the kidneys themselves. They're still doing their job, but they're not as spry as they were in your 40s. It's not a disease or a failure, it's just the natural slowdown of aging, like a car that needs a little more time to warm up. Filtering fluids takes longer, and the balance of water in your body doesn't flow as smoothly. So, even if you're drinking the same amount of water you always have, your body's handling it differently. It's like trying to stream a movie on an old laptop. It still works, but it's not as seamless as it used to be. Let me tell you about Susan, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Toronto. For years, she thought those nightly bathroom trips were just part of getting older. She'd lie in bed, exhausted, but unable to stay asleep. She tried cutting back on water, even dabbled with over-the-counter sleep aids, but nothing worked. Then she learned from her doctor that her bladder was just more sensitive and not broken, and that a few small changes could make a big difference. She started adjusting when she drank her water, focusing on earlier in the day, and within a couple of weeks, she was sleeping through the night again. "It's like I got my mornings back," she told me, her voice full of relief. I didn't realize how much those interruptions were dragging me down. The good news? This isn't something you have to just accept. It's not about fighting your age or wishing for your 30-year-old body back. It's about understanding how your body's speaking to you now and making small, intentional changes to work with it. By tuning into this new rhythm, you can quiet those midnight wake-ups and wake up feeling like you actually rested. It's not about big, drastic changes, just a few smart tweaks that can make your nights peaceful again. And who doesn't want to wake up feeling like they can take on the day, whether that's a walk in the park, a coffee date with a friend, or just enjoying a quiet morning with a good book? The evening water trap. We've all heard it a million times. Drink water, stay hydrated, it's the key to health. And it's true water, keeps your energy up, your skin glowing, your digestion humming. But here's the thing. After 60, when you drink that water can be just as important as how much. One of the biggest culprits behind those midnight bathroom runs is chugging a big glass of water after 6 or 7 p.m. Your kidneys are like workers clocking out for the night, ready to slow down and let you rest. But if you flood them with fluids late in the day, you're basically asking them to pull an all-nighter. They keep filtering, pushing urine into your bladder, and before you know it, you're up at 1 a.m. grumbling as you shuffle to the bathroom. Then there's the stuff we love, those cozy evening rituals that feel like a warm hug. A steaming mug of chamomile tea, a bowl of homemade chicken noodle soup, maybe a glass of warm milk to help you unwind. These are the little moments that make life sweet, right? But here's the catch. They're all liquids, and they add up in your bladder while you're trying to sleep. That's soothing tea at 9 p.m. It's quietly filling your tank, and by 2 a.m., your bladder's waving a red flag. Drinks like green tea, peppermint, or even decaf coffee can be even sneakier. They're mild diuretics, meaning they nudge your kidneys to produce more urine, exactly when you want them to chill out. Another habit that trips a lot of folks up is the just-in-case bathroom trip before bed. It feels like the smart, responsible thing to don't clear the system, sleep easy. But when you force your bladder to empty when it's not truly full, you're teaching it to overreact. Over time, it starts sending full signals when it's barely holding a splash. Urologists call this bladder overtraining, and it's a big reason why you're waking up for no good reason. It's like training your dog to bark at every leaf that falls eventually. It's just noise, not a real threat. And here's one more thing to watch. Ice-cold water, especially in the evening, can irritate your bladder's lining. As we age, our digestion slows down, and that chilly drink is like poking a sleeping ferret, makes your bladder extra sensitive. Room temperature water, or even slightly warm, is much gentler, letting your body stay calm as you wind down for the night. It's a small shift, but it can make a big difference in how your bladder behaves. Let me share a story about James, a 70-year-old from Manchester. Every night, he'd sit down with a cup of peppermint tea at 9:30 to relax after a busy day. It was his ritual, his moment of peace. But like clockwork, he was up at 2 a.m., making the trek to the bathroom. He thought it was just his age catching up. Then a friend suggested moving his tea to 6 p.m. and sticking to just a few sips of warm water before bed. He was skeptical, but he gave it a try. Within a week, he was sleeping 6 hours straight, waking up with energy he hadn't felt in years. "I couldn't believe something so simple made such a difference," he said, shaking his head with a grin. "I'm actually looking forward to bedtime now." These little habits, gulping water late, sipping diuretic drinks, or preemptively hitting the bathroom, might seem harmless, but they're quietly sabotaging your sleep. The good news is, once you know what's going on, you can make small changes that add up to big results. It's not about giving up the things you love. It's about timing them better to work with your body's natural rhythm. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how much better your nights and your mornings feel. Smarter hydration for better sleep. So, how do you fix this without feeling like you're turning your life upside down? It's not about drinking less water. Hydration is still your best friend. It's about drinking smarter. Urologists across the US, Canada, and Europe all say the same thing. Timing is everything when it comes to hydration, especially as we age. During the day, your body's in high gear, your heart's pumping, your metabolism's buzzing, your kidneys are filtering like champs. That's the perfect time to load up on water, giving your system plenty of time to process it before you hit the hay. The sweet spot? Aim to drink most of your water between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m., sipping steadily through breakfast, mid-morning, and lunch. Maybe you have a glass with your oatmeal, a bottle while you're out running errands, another with your sandwich at noon. This approach lets your kidneys do their thing during the day, when they're at their best, so your bladder stays calm at night. After 5 p.m., start easing off, like you're dimming the lights before bed. If you're thirsty, take small sips, think a small glass, about 5 ounces, max after 7:30 p.m., unless your doctor's told you otherwise. It's not about cutting out water entirely. It's about giving your body a break as it preps for rest. If you're taking meds at night, say, for blood pressure or diabetes, chug a full glass to wash them down. A few sips of room temperature water are enough to get the job done. And if those pills leave you feeling parched, try taking a spoonful of water every few minutes instead of downing a big glass all at once. It's gentler on your system and keeps your bladder from getting overwhelmed. Here's a trick from Mary, a 65-year-old nurse from Chicago. She used to gulp a big glass of water before bed, thinking it'd keep her hydrated through the night. But it was like setting an alarm for 3 a.m. bathroom trips. Now, she's got a little bedtime ritual. She sits quietly for 5 minutes, one hand on her chest, one on her belly, breathing deeply in through her nose and out through her mouth. It's like a mini meditation that calms her nervous system and cuts down on those false bladder signals. She also does a gentle clockwise massage on her lower belly to relax things. It's like telling my body, "We're good, let's sleep," she says with a chuckle. I wish I'd known this years ago. Another tip: spread your water intake evenly through the day. Some folks sip barely anything in the morning, then try to catch up with a few big glasses in the evening. That's like cramming for a test at the last minute. It puts way too much pressure on your kidneys when they're trying to wind down. Instead, keep a water bottle handy and sip consistently from morning to mid-afternoon. It's a small habit that can make a huge difference in how your body handles fluids and how well you sleep. Watch your evening plate. Dinner's more than just a meal, it's a ritual, a time to slow down, connect with loved ones, or just savor a moment of calm after a busy day. But after 60, what you eat and drink in the evening can quietly tip the scales on your sleep quality. Watery foods like a bowl of veggie soup, a light broth, or even a hearty stew might seem like the perfect light dinner, but they're sneaky sources of liquid. Eat them too close to bedtime, and your bladder's whispering by midnight, then shouting by 2 a.m. It's not that these foods are bad. They're great, just not right before you hit the hay. Then there are those cozy drinks we all love. A warm mug of chamomile tea, a glass of milk, maybe even a decaf latte to wind down. They feel like a hug in a cup, but they're adding to your fluid load. Some drinks, like herbal teas or even decaf coffee, can act as mild diuretics, nudging your kidneys to make more urine when you want them to relax. Fruits and veggies like cucumber, watermelon, or tomatoes are another hidden culprit. They're super healthy, packed with water and nutrients, but their natural acids can irritate your bladder if you eat them late in the day. A salad at lunch? Perfect. A salad at 8 p.m.? Maybe not so much. Salty foods can also trip you up. Think chips, pretzels, or even that extra sprinkle of salt on your roasted veggies. They make you thirsty, so you drink more water after dinner, maybe another glass before bed. That extra fluid, combined with aging kidneys and a sensitive bladder, makes those nighttime trips almost inevitable. Take it from Lisa, a 68-year-old from Seattle. She used to love her nightly salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, and a zesty lemon dressing, thinking it was the healthiest choice. But she was waking up 2 or 3 times a night. When she switched to steamed veggies at dinner and moved her salad to lunch, her sleep transformed. "I'm getting 6 hours straight now," she says, "and I didn't even change how much water I drink just when I eat my veggies." It's not about giving up the foods and drinks you love. It's about timing them better to work with your body's changing rhythm. Move those watery foods and salty snacks to earlier in the day and opt for lighter, less salty options at night. Your bladder will thank you, and so will your energy levels when you wake up feeling rested instead of dragging. Small tweaks. Big wins. Great sleep isn't just about water. There are other small habits that can transform your nights and leave you feeling refreshed come morning. Let's start with movement. After 60, your body's circulation slows down a bit, and fluid can start to pool in your legs during the day. You might not even notice it, no swelling, no pain, just a subtle buildup. But when you lie down at night, that fluid flows back toward your heart and kidneys, kicking urine production into high gear when you'd rather be dreaming. A little morning movement can work wonders here. Think a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood, some gentle arm swings while you're watering the plants, or even simple chair exercises if mobility's a challenge. These get your blood flowing and help your body release that extra fluid early in the day so your kidneys aren't slammed after sunset. Take it from Robert, a 71-year-old from Boston. He used to spend his days mostly sitting reading the paper, watching the news, maybe a quick trip to the store. But every night, he was up 3 times, feeling like his bladder was running the show. His doctor suggested a short morning walk, just 15 minutes around the block. Robert wasn't thrilled at first, not exactly a morning person, but he gave it a shot. After a couple of weeks, he noticed he was only waking up once a night, sometimes not at all. "It's like my legs are helping my kidneys out," he told me, chuckling. Who knew a little stroll could do that? Now, he's added some light stretches to his routine and he's sleeping better than he has in years. How you sleep matters just as much. A lot of us love a big, fluffy pillow and a heavy blanket. It feels cozy, like wrapping up in a cocoon. But sleeping on your back with a high pillow can put extra pressure on your bladder, making those nighttime urges feel stronger. Instead, try sleeping on your left side with a soft pillow under your head and another between your knees. This position eases the pressure on your bladder, boosts digestion, and improves blood flow, so your body can rest without sending false signals to your brain. It's a small change, but it's like giving your body a little extra room to breathe at night. Then there's your sleep environment. Many of us grew up thinking warmth equals comfort, piling on the blankets or wearing thick flannel pajamas. But in warmer months or even with modern heating systems, overheating can be a sneaky sleep thief. When your body gets too warm, you sweat, which makes you thirsty, which leads to more water and, you guessed it, more bathroom trips. Try switching to light cotton sleepwear and a thin bedsheet, maybe with a fan to keep the air moving. It keeps your body cool and calm, so your bladder doesn't get triggered by unnecessary heat. If you wake up in the middle of the night, don't just rush to the bathroom out of habit. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, do I really need to go? If the urge feels mild, try this. Lie still. Take 5 slow, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, and relax your belly. This simple trick can calm your nervous system and retrain your bladder to stop sending false alarms. Karen, a 72-year-old from London, swears by it. She used to wake up twice a night, even when her bladder was nearly empty. After starting this breathing routine and switching to sleeping on her side, her sleep improved dramatically. "It's like my body's finally working with me," she says, her voice warm with relief. "I feel like I've got a new lease on sleep." Another small tweak is to rethink your bedtime routine. If you're someone who likes a warm drink before bed, like a cup of herbal tea or warm milk tea, moving it to 6 or 6:30 p.m. instead of 9, that gives your body time to process the liquid before you're trying to sleep. And if you're feeling restless, try a quick 5-minute relaxation exercise. Sit quietly, one hand on your chest, one on your belly, and breathe deeply. Some folks like Mary from Chicago, even add a gentle clockwise massage to their lower belly to relax the area around the bladder. It's like giving your body a little signal to wind down, and it can make a world of difference. These tweaks morning movement, a better sleep position, a cooler bedroom, a moment to pause before rushing to the bathroom aren't about overhauling your life. They're small, doable changes that respect how your body's working now. And the payoff? Nights that feel restful, mornings that feel energized, and a sense that you're in tune with your body again. It's not about fighting age, it's about partnering with it, giving your body the support it needs to do what it's always done: heal, rest, and recharge. Busting the myths. We've all got those bits of wisdom passed down from family, friends, or that one neighbor who's got an opinion on everything. You know the type they swear by their grandmother's remedy or that thing they read in a magazine. But when it comes to nighttime bathroom trips, some of those well-meaning tips can steer you wrong. Let's clear the air on a few myths that might be keeping you from better sleep. And do it with a little kindness for those old habits they meant well. But it's time for an update. First up, the idea that drinking less water during the day will stop those nighttime trips. It sounds logical: less water in, less urine out, right? But your body's smarter than that, and it doesn't quite work that way. When you skimp on water during the day, you can end up mildly dehydrated by evening. That makes your blood thicker, which stresses your kidneys and can lead to a burst of urine production right when you're trying to sleep. It's like starving your car of gas all day, then expecting it to run smoothly at night. It just backfires. Instead, drinking steadily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Think a glass with breakfast, a bottle mid-morning, another at lunch actually helps your body balance fluids better, reducing those nighttime urges. It's counterintuitive, but sipping more early in the day can mean fewer trips later. Another big myth: it's all about the prostate. Now, for men, prostate health can definitely play a role, and it's worth checking with your doctor. But women deal with nighttime urination too, so it's not the whole story. Things like a sensitive bladder, late-night meals, and poor water timing are just as big players for everyone. Blaming it all on one thing can keep you from trying simple fixes that could make a huge difference. For example, Sarah, a 66-year-old from Denver, thought her nightly wake-ups were just a woman thing tied to aging. But when she adjusted her water timing and cut back on evening tea, her sleep improved without any meds. I was so focused on blaming my body, she says, I didn't realize I could actually do something about it. Then there's the just-in-case bathroom trip before bed. It feels like the responsible thing to do: empty the tank, sleep easy. But here's the kicker. When you force your bladder to empty when it's not truly full, you're training it to send false signals. Over time, it starts crying wolf, waking you up for just a tiny bit of urine that wouldn't have bothered you in your younger years. A better approach? Trust your body's signals and only go when you really feel the urge. It's like teaching a kid not to interrupt every 5 seconds. Give your bladder a chance to speak up, only when it's got something real to say. And finally, there's the old belief that a warm drink at 9 p.m., like a glass of warm water or herbal tea, helps digestion or calms you down for sleep. It's a comforting ritual, and there's nothing wrong with that cozy feeling. But that extra liquid, even if it's warm and soothing, is still adding to your bladder's workload. By the time you're trying to sleep, your kidneys are processing it, and your bladder's sending you to the bathroom. Instead, try shifting that warm drink to 6 or 6:30 p.m. You'll still get the calming benefits, whether it's settling your stomach or just feeling like a hug in a mug without the midnight interruptions. Take it from John, a 69-year-old from Edinburgh. He used to swear by a cup of warm milk at 9:30 p.m. to help him relax. But he was waking up twice a night, feeling groggy and frustrated. When he moved his milk to 6 p.m. and stuck to just a few sips of water later, his sleep changed. I thought that milk was my ticket to good rest, he says, laughing. Turns out, it was part of the problem. Now, he's sleeping 6 or 7 hours straight and waking up ready to tackle his morning crossword. Clearing up these myths isn't about tossing out everything you've learned. It's about refining it with a little know-how. Your body's still listening to you, ready to work with you. It's not about big, complicated changes or giving up the things that bring you comfort. It's about making small, thoughtful shifts that honor how your body's working now. When you do, you might be surprised at how quickly your nights start feeling restful again, leaving you with more energy to enjoy the things you love, whether that's a morning hike, a chat with a friend, or just savoring a quiet cup of coffee. The magic of timing. Here's the heart of it. Better sleep isn't about drinking less, it's about drinking at the right time. Your body hasn't given up on you. It still knows how to rest, heal, and find balance. It just needs a little guidance. Take it from Emma, a 70-year-old from Vancouver. She was waking up 3 times a night, exhausted, and convinced it was just her age catching up. She'd drag herself through her mornings, feeling foggy and drained. Then she started drinking most of her water before 4 p.m. and cutting off fluids after 6:30 p.m. Within a week, she was sleeping 7 hours straight. No meds, no big changes, just smarter timing. I feel like I got my spark back, she says, her eyes twinkling. I didn't know my body could still do this. That's the message I want to leave you with today. Your body's still got your back, it's just asking for a little teamwork. Try sipping smarter. More water in the morning, less at night, and pay attention to those evening meals and drinks. Move your watery foods and salty snacks to earlier in the day, and give your body the space it needs to rest. You don't need to overhaul your life, just make a few gentle shifts, and you might be amazed at how your nights transform. So, what's one small change you're going to try tonight? Maybe it's moving your evening tea to 6 p.m., or doing a quick breathing exercise before bed. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking, and it's like we're chatting over coffee. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button and the little bell for more tips to make every day a little brighter. Here's to peaceful nights, energized mornings, and a body that feels like your friend again. Sweet dreams, friends!